Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be my reactions for NXT Deadline 2022. So I got 4 out of the 5 matches correct, which is good. Like I always say, I'm not going to get every match right, but that is the fun of predicting these pay-per-views. Like I said, again, I got 4 out of the 5 matches correct, which I did good, and the pay-per-view was good. So the first match of the night was the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, which now I fully understand the match, but I'm going to go over the rules for the people that have not watched the pay-per-view, which there's a lot of spoilers if you have not watched the pay-per-view, which I would recommend you guys to go on Peacock and watch the pay-per-view so you know the results of the matches, and I'm not spoiling it for you, but that's my point of making predictions and reactions to this pay-per-view. So, if you have not watched the pay-per-view, go ahead and do that, but I'm going to go over the rules for the Men's and Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. So here is the rules for the Iron Survivor Challenge. 25-minute time limit with 5 superstars competing to become the #1 contender. 2 superstars start the match. Every 5 minutes thereafter, a new superstar will enter until all competitors are in the ring. Falls can be won at any time via pinfall, submission, or disqualification. When a superstar scores a fall, they will earn a point. When a superstar loses a fall, the superstar is forced out of the ring into a penalty box for 90 seconds before they can re-enter the match. The superstar who scores the most falls when the clock hits 25 minutes will be named the Iron Survivor and become the #1 contender for the NXT Championships. Alright, let's get into the first match. So, the first match of the night is the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. Like I said before, the winner will have a contendership match. It will be the #1 contender for Mandy Rose's NXT Championship. NXT Women's Championship. So the competitors were Zoe Stark, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Kiana James, and Indy Hartwell. And the winner of the Iron Survivor Challenge is Roxanne Perez, which that was a lot of people's pick. I should have picked her, but like I said earlier, I wanted her to be my pick, but there was a lot of good competitors in this match. Every competitor in this match had a good shot of winning the match, except for Kiana James. Honestly, in my opinion, I think Kiana James needs a little bit more time to establish her character before she actually tries to go after the NXT Women's Champion, Mandy Rose. But every other person in this match has already established their character, and yeah, it was a good match. The match was good. I thought the concept of the match was good, and I thought the match itself was good. I don't have any problems with it, but I know the wrestling marks out there will find a reason to hate the match. Personally, I don't hate the match. I thought the concept is good, and I liked the match. I thought it was a good match. And honestly, the concept is basically like, it's like multiple things. So it's like a Iron Man match, a gauntlet match, a championship scramble, which a championship scramble has never happened in the WWE. But if you play the WWE video games, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The championship scramble. Go play the championship scramble in the WWE games. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But I thought it was a cool concept. The match is good, and I liked it. But anyway, let's get on with the pay-per-view. I'm wasting more time than I need to. So, the second match is a singles match, Alba Fire versus Elsa Dawn. The winner of the singles match is Elsa Dawn, or Isla Dawn, or whatever the fuck her name is. Oh, it was a good match. It was the weakest match of the show, but it was still a good match. I have nothing to complain about. The third match is a tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Pretty Deadly versus the New Day. The winners of the tag team match and new NXT Tag Team Champions, the New Day. So this match was great. As always, the New Day puts on a great tag team match. They can pretty much wrestle with anybody and they'll have a great match with them, especially Pretty Deadly. So I kind of looked this up. So the first ever Triple Crown champion in WWE history was Pedro Morales. The first ever Grand Slam champion was Chris Jericho. But you didn't need to know that. That was just a little facts I wanted to say. So I looked up the Triple Crown Tag Team Champions. There's only two. The first ever Triple Crown Tag Team Champions were The Revival, Scott Dawson, and Dash Wilder, which they're not with WWE anymore. They're with AEW. But they were the first ever Triple Crown champions. The second Triple Crown champions were the Street Profits. And the third ever Triple Crown Tag Team champions are the New Day. So that clears up everything I was saying in the predictions video on how the New Day was going to make history. They did make history of becoming the third ever Triple Crown Tag Team Champions, but they didn't really make that much history, so just another thing the New Day can add to their record book here. But there was a lot of history made tonight. This was the first ever NXT Deadline pay-per-view. This was the first ever Iron Survivor Challenge match. And this is the first ever New Day Triple Crown Championship thing. So, a lot of history tonight. But let's get back to the show. The fourth thing is a Men Iron Survivor Challenge. The winner will become the number one contender to Braun Breaker, which I'll get a little bit more to that later in the show. But the competitors in the match were Carmelo Hayes, J.D. McDonough, Grayson Waller, Joe Gacy, and Axiom. The winner of the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge is Grayson Waller. And the fifth thing is a singles match for the NXT Championship. Braun Breaker versus Apollo Crews. The winner of the singles match and still NXT Champion, Braun Breaker. So Grayson Waller will be facing Braun Breaker. When? It could be New Year's Evil. It could be Vengeance Day, which New Year's Evil will be happening on January 10th of 2023, and Vengeance Day will be happening February 5th of 2023. But the last NXT pay-per-view of the year was good. I liked it. I thought it was a good pay-per-view. One more thing I'll do before I get into everything else I'll talk about. I just wanted to give the number of falls each competitor got in the Iron Survivor Challenge. For the women's, Zoe Stark had 1 fall, Cora Jade had 1 fall, Roxanne Perez had 2, which she won again. Kiana James had 0, and Indy Hartwell had 1. Now it's time for the men's Iron Survivor Challenge. Carmella Hayes had 2 falls. J.D. McDonough had 0 falls. Grayson Waller had 3 falls, which that means he's the winner. Joe Gacy had 2 falls, and Axiom had 2 falls. So, what is the match of the night? Well, honestly, I think the match of the night is the NXT Championship match. It's basic. So what's the underdog match of the night? The underdog match of the night for me is the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge and the the tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now, they're both underdog matches for different reasons. The tag team match was just because it was simply a great match. Like I said before, the New Day always puts on great tag team matches, and they can do it with any tag team and make it look good. Pretty Deadly is also a good tag team, and they made the match even more better. It's like the New Day and the Usos, they know how to make great tag team matches, and it was just a simple, great tag team match. Now, the Iron Survivor Challenge is a different thing because it's the first ever time they did this match. I thought, like I said before, it was a cool concept. I loved the idea, and I think it's just going to become a staple for NXT now. Because, like I said in my predictions video, the reason why they created the Iron Survivor Challenge is because War Games is not a War Games pay-per-view on NXT anymore. Because now it's Survivor Series War Games for WWE, the main roster. So that's what's going on there. But good match. Triple H and Shawn Michaels made another good match. Another good idea. And the match itself is good. I think the last 5 minutes of the match is what makes it great. Because it gets you excited. There's a lot of exciting moments. And that's why I think this match will be a good staple for NXT for a very long time. But we have to wait until December of 2023 to see that again. But, yeah. So what is the underdog match of the night? Well, the underdog match of the night for me is the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. I think simply the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge was better because there was more falls, there was more action going on, and the last 5 minutes made it more exciting. Well, the same thing happens in the women's, but they had less falls, and the same thing happened in the men's as it did in the women's. So, but yeah, the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge was a good match. I liked it. It gave me a good perspective of the match before going into the men's, and I thought it was a good match, like I said. So, those are my predictions and reactions for NXT Deadline 2022. Please post a comment. What were your predictions and reactions for NXT Deadline 2022? And if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Period.